Hi, everybody. I'm going to wait a couple seconds before I start the live chat to kind of talk to you about what's been going on and why I've been MIA and what's going on with me. And so kind of want to give everybody an update, but I don't want to kind of have to repeat it a bunch of times. So normally I just get right started with what's going on. But because of the situation that I'm in, I'd kind of like to go over it once and let everybody know what's happening and give everybody an update on my situation here. In the meantime, I hope you guys are doing well. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Scott's always been there for me. That's awesome. So I've got, hey, John. Hey, Heather, how you doing? Oh, all my buddies are on. This is nice. Let me make my screen a little bigger. Hi, Miriam. Thanks for everybody for jumping on. This is kind of like an impromptu thing, and I really appreciate you guys coming on and hanging with me for a few minutes. So I kind of want to fill everybody in. I kind of just fell off the face of the earth this week. So I'll give you the rundown of what happened and where I've been and how it happened. So first of all, I was basically a friend of mine, John from Ryker Parking Only, RPO, and he's been in quite a few of my videos. He's a very, very dear friend of mine, and he's been in a few of my videos, and he assists me with all my anything electrical on my bike. He's my guy. So, and also he does all my marketing for me. So if there's a logo, if there's, for example, I just hit 8,000 subscribers and he made a little thing, I'll post that later. He made me something to post for Father's Day. He does all my marketing, my graphic design stuff. And he's basically my right-hand man. So if I'm out and about and I get a message from you guys saying, hey, what is the weight of the Can-Am Ryker? And I don't have time to do the research. I message him. He gets back to me in 2 seconds. He does like all my research for me. So he's really my right-hand man when it comes to the channel, and also a very dear friend. So we had plans this summer to ride together around Georgia with our other friends in Georgia. We were planning on going to the 3-wheel bike events here in Atlanta. And so we had a very fun summer of riding together. We're planning on doing the Churro Skyway. We had a lot of great stuff going on this week. Hi to everybody that just joined in. Josh, Miriam, Sask Ryker Riders, and from Saskatchewan, Canada. I always have a tough time with that one. Miriam, Charles, Felipe, I'm not sure I'm saying that correctly. Oh, thanks, John, for the donation. That's very, very sweet. I will definitely get him a get well card and sign your name to it. I appreciate it. We've got friends from Australia. Kevin Miller, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Tim, Heather. Yeah, I was planning on I had a lot of great people I was going to ride with this summer. And so here's what happened. John was in a motorcycle accident. Yes, he was on his Ryker at the time it happened. So I know me as a rider, when someone posts about getting an accident, for some reason, I'm always kind of like, why would you post that? You know, everyone knows the risks involved. When you post it and shove it in their face that someone was in this horrific accident, I always feel like, like that's, I don't know. I never liked it. So I wasn't going to post anything. I originally posted he was in an accident. I didn't even mention it was a motorcycle accident because I don't want people that are out there, they're just starting their riding season. I don't want to put that black cloud on people because that's how I feel when people post about the accident. I feel so horrible and there's nothing you can do about it from afar. And so I was hesitant to post anything. But the only reason why I wanted to get into detail about it because it was not a typical motorcycle accident. It wasn't him driving dangerously. It wasn't another car driving dangerously. It had nothing to do with him being on a bike. He just happened to be on the bike when this happened. So John's always been a very open person. So I feel very comfortable giving you this much detail of what's going on, just because I feel like people are curious, and there are quite a few people that know him. He started the Ryker Parking Only Facebook page. And so when you're done with this, and I'm a moderator on that, so his only rule of the channel is you have to have a Ryker to be part of that channel. You can't be looking to buy a Ryker, or you can't have a Spider. It's for Ryker owner. Ryker, excuse me. It's called Ryker Parking Only. It's for Rykers only. So if you own a Ryker, go to Ryker Parking Only on Facebook. So when he gets better, he can see now that he went from like 40 members to 150 members or something. So I think that'd be kind of a cool thing for him to see. So I'll get back to that in a minute. So here's what happened with my dear friend John. He is diabetic, and he became hypoglycemic while he was riding. And if anybody knows someone who's diabetic, it is very dangerous to become hypoglycemic. It's dangerous for anybody. When you're diabetic, it means your blood sugar levels drop so low, and it hit to 50, and which is pretty low. It can go even lower, but it was pretty low when he had the accident. So what happened was he was on the highway, and a major interstate, and he was actually going like 20 miles an hour in the right-hand lane, not the emergency lane. He was going 20 miles an hour in the right-hand lane. He was completely out of it. This is from what police report and witnesses have said. So it's completely out of it. He's riding, going 20 miles an hour, just not even aware he's even on a bike. So if anyone's ever passed out before, I guess the analogy is like right before you pass out, you kind of don't even know where you are, like right before you go, under. And so I think it was something similar to that. He's completely unaware of what he was doing or where he was, but yet he was still, you're awake and you're aware that you're doing stuff, but you don't know what you're doing. It's kind of like you've lost control. So he went into, this is from a witness that was behind him. So he went into the breakdown lane, and then the guy behind him was thankfully a very courteous driver, and kind of was like, oh, this guy must be having troubles, and he backed way back there to kind of let him do his thing. And then when he saw that he pulled up to the breakdown lane, he thought, okay, he must be having some issues with his bike. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow down. But then when he pushed up to the breakdown lane, he's like, okay, I'm going to feel free to pass him. And then the guy started picking up speed, and then John swerved back in front of this guy. And luckily this guy wasn't one of those jerks who are like, oh, I'm going to zip past him and I'll show him. So the guy was going slow enough. He was able to slam on the brakes to avoid hitting John at that point. And then John exited, and the guy was also exiting the same as him. And he saw John kind of, when he exited, he hit a curb and then kind of swayed back. And then he went over a median. And again, luckily it was at a stoplight. So there was an 18-wheeler that was stopped, and John plowed into there, and he really picked up speed. He ended up going between 40 and 50 miles an hour. Something happened, which I'm not quite sure, and I'm sure he won't remember, but something happened where he kind of went into the throttle and hit that 18-wheeler really hard. And he, destroyed his bike, totaled his bike. Both fenders of his bike are off. His windshield came completely off. He was wearing a helmet, thank God. But he was wearing one of those little beanie ones, not a full face one. And he was not wearing a jacket, which when he wakes up, I'm going to kill him. Because he decided that day it was a hot day, balmy day in Georgia, and he thought I was going out for a little ride, and he was not wearing protective gear. And so he severely bruised his shoulder. He has a brain bleed that has been taken care of, so that's good. He has a broken or slightly fractured, I guess, T1 and T2 on his spine, and a very, very, very bad break on his hip that had to go in for major surgery to reconstruct his hip with pins and all that kind of good stuff. And he He's been on a respirator for a week now, and they can't seem to get him off the respirator. So every day they do these breathing trials. It's just a mess. And then today we're pretty certain because he's been on the respirator for so long now, he has pneumonia. We're waiting for those test results, but it's pretty certain he has pneumonia. And they're expecting he's going to make a full recovery, but he has been responding to commands in terms of you say squeeze your hand. It's like the sweetest thing because his eyes are closed. He's heavily sedated and he's pretty comfortable. And then you'll say, okay, because they wake him up every once in a while to make sure that he's responding to commands. So when they wake him up, I'm there and I'm holding his hand, and I'll say, John, squeeze my hand, and you can feel this little squeeze, and it's like the sweetest thing because you're like, he can hear you, he's in there, and so that's been a great sign. But today specifically, he was not responsive to commands, so they went in and did another CT scan to make sure the brain bleed wasn't another issue or something, and everything came back fine. I think maybe he was just so out of it and so weak from everything going on. So it happened on June 1st, and every day it's like he's getting stronger, but it's going to be a long. And I don't know if I mentioned, but he broke a bunch of ribs too. So between the ribs and then the top of the back and the hip, and he's going to be in extensive therapy after. And he's not a young guy, and he's not a super healthy guy. So I'm hoping this is a good, quick recovery for him. But right now, the main thing we're talking about and thinking about is making sure he gets off this respirator. I have gotten a lot of you guys have messaged me and have been super supportive. It's been great. It's been great having, John doesn't have a lot of family here, really not any family at all in Georgia. And because of his job working at a campsite, he travels a lot, and he travels to different parks around the country working volunteering for the Army Corps of Engineers Parks Department. So because of that lifestyle, he doesn't really make a lot of long-term friendships because he's going from here to here to there. So I just drove up. It was a quick 10-hour ride, and I drove my car and came up to kind of help him out and get him situated and make sure he's getting the care. And a big shout out to the nurses and doctors at Kennestone Hospital in Georgia. They've been just amazing. I couldn't ask for better care for him. But I do feel bad. I was on a really good run of video every week for the past year and a half, and but it's going to be a while before I post another video. Until I know that he's out of the clear. Like, it doesn't feel right, and it's hard for me to be enthusiastic about the bike because right now I'm kind of scared, to be perfectly honest. I feel like it spooked me. I don't know if you guys have ever known anybody or been in an accident, but it definitely kind of caused me to stop and think, like, is this really what I want to be doing? And I do love it, and some of my best memories have been on the bike. So I'm hoping I'll just kind of get back on it, but I'm not in a rush to get back on it. Like, I feel like, I know it's like, falling off the horse, you get back on it. And I realize that, and I'm sure I will, but I'm never going to be without gear. I can tell you that. I'm never going to ride without a full face helmet and a full motorcycle jacket and pants and stuff. And he wasn't wearing motorcycle shoes. He was wearing like these canvas kind of shoes, these slip-on shoes, and they fell off, and he really banged up his feet. And he's got road rash all over his arm, from not even having a long sleeve shirt on. So I'm going to end up being one of those people that preach all the time. Probably every vlog now or every video I post is probably going to end with me saying all gear all the time. You just don't think about it until it hits home. You kind of feel like, yeah, I've heard other people having accidents. I've had other people say that they've experienced this, but it never really hit home until a couple days ago, till 7 days ago. And so I'm taking all prayers, all good vibes, and I have my good vibe shirt on. So I'm all about positive energy. I really do believe in it. And if you could, oh, thanks, Grumpy Ryker Rider. I appreciate that. That's very sweet. Thanks, guys. And it's, it's difficult. It took me this long to make this video because other times I've thought about getting on and having this conversation, I just start crying. So it is, I think the reason why I'm scared to ride isn't because I'm scared of being in an accident. I think I'm scared of my family standing over my bed the way I'm standing over John's bed. And it's so miserable to watch. It is like, I don't want my family or my son to ever be standing over my bed like that with all the tubes and the respirator and IVs. And it's hard. It's tough. See, now I'm going to cry. So I, I'll be back. I'll be back doing YouTube. I'll be back writing, but it's going to take me a little bit to kind of get past this because it really kind of looks like a punch in the gut. To see someone you care about so much, like he's got a budding personality. He's the tough guy to deal with sometimes, but not me. John's one of those guys that he's literally my biggest fan and 100% my biggest supporter of this channel. No matter, what time of day or night I call him and we can discuss the channel and where it's going and what it's doing and all these little projects and all these little side things I have going on with the channel. John's so supportive and helps me with all my design work and everything that I'm looking to do with the channel. And he's just, one of my favorite people in the world. So it's been tough to see someone. He's a large man. He's 6'6". He's a big guy, and he has a big presence and a big voice. And but he's my teddy bear. He'd probably kill me for saying that, but he's a sweetie. And it's tough to see someone that you care about so much laid up like that, and so weak and so dependent on people and machines to kind of keep him going. So that's kind of where I've been and what I've been doing. And I don't want you to think I kind of dropped off the face of the world. I'm healthy. I'm doing well. I'm just 9 hours from home. I didn't bring my bike. I didn't bring my GoPro. I was not planning on doing anything with the channel. And I've been trying to, while I'm sitting with him, I respond to my comments and questions through YouTube, because I know John would definitely not want me to, he would definitely want me to keep the YouTube channel going. He works hard at it with me, and he would want me to keep it going even by his bedside. So, and it's a nice distraction for me too, to answer questions and go back and forth with people. So everyone has been super, super supportive and amazingly kind. And I have some amazing friends here in Georgia. The Mahadis especially. They've always been my family away from home, and they feed me, they house me, they do everything. So a big thank you to Lauren and Mike and Jessica and Evan. If you're watching, I appreciate all the love that you guys have given me. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to read some comments now. And let's see. I'll try not to cry anymore. Let's see. All right, let me go back quite a bit because obviously I haven't been on here. All right, Heather, thank you so much. I know you guys aren't going anywhere. You guys are the best. I truly love my subscribers. It's weird. Like, I've got a lot of subscribers, and they're like, "I hope you consider me more of a friend." And it's weird. Like I feel like you guys definitely know me because I am who I am on here. This is what you see is what you get. So you definitely know me, but there's a few people I've really kind of had conversations with and exchanges and text messages, and I've become friends with people through the channel. And it's been great. So I do feel very close to a lot of you. it's weird because we're not like friends, but I do feel very close to you. Like it's like my extended family, and we are all brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Not just because of the bikes, just because of everything, and we have to support each other. Period. Um, so let's see what we've got. Get well soon, John. Thank you, D. Perry. Josh Carroll, thank you so much. So people who don't know him, he is my best video I have with him. He has a red and black Ryker. My best video that I did with him was last October when I came to Atlanta, and we did a video together. He was recording for me of my trailer video of how to put your bike on a trailer, how to do everything with the trailer, what size trailer to get. So if you look at my trailer video, I think it's midway through, we're recording, and John's holding my phone and he's recording for me, and I'm doing my thing, and all of a sudden you hear in the background. And you can always delete it, you can always take it off and pretend it never happened, but we just kept recording through it. And I was like, that was John, my cameraman, just farted. And I laughed the hardest I've ever laughed in my entire life. And I told him, I said, I'm going to keep this in and it'll make for great content. He's like, I don't care. I farted, big deal. And he let me keep it in, which is a complete embarrassment to him, but he let me keep it in. So that's just who he is. He's not shy at all. So, but he's been in a lot of my other videos. He's come to Florida to visit me, and he's helped me out with some videos there. And as I said earlier, if you could, when we hang up, if you could go to Ryker Parking Only on Facebook, RPO, but it's Ryker Parking Only on Facebook, and request to join his page. The only requirement that he has, which I will abide by because I am a moderator on that, I will accept or decline somebody, but the only criteria he has is you have to own a Ryker, and you have to have a picture of your Ryker somewhere on your Facebook to prove that you own a Ryker. So if you own a Ryker, please go to his Ryker Parking Only page and ask to become a member. I think he's only got like 40 members, but it's a cool page, and he keeps it original, so there's no double posting. So for example, a lot of times I'll post a YouTube video and I'll put it in a couple of major Facebook pages, and even though I'm a moderator on that channel, I don't put my stuff on there because that's the rule. You're not allowed to double post. So all posts on there are original content. So it's like original small family kind of channel, not family, like a small channel. So I would love him to wake up and, oh my God, I've got 500 members. How did that happen? So I think that'd be kind of cool. So if you get a minute, request it to be on there if you own a Ryker. Let's see. What else? Sending out positive vibes. Thank you so much. Philippe, Zoar, thank you so much. Heather asked, is he responding to you all yet? So like I did mention, he was the past few days responding to us. He's still heavily sedated because the respirator, the feeding tube and everything in his throat, as you can imagine, is brutally uncomfortable. Oh God, it's horrible. So they keep someone like that pretty heavily sedated so that he can tolerate it. But they do take him in and out of sedation to make sure he is responding to commands, they call it. And the past few days, he has responded to commands. He'll squeeze your hand when you ask him to, and he has been good. Today, for some reason, he did not respond to commands, so it's a little disheartening. Kelvin, thank you so much. Good vibes from Australia. Thank you so much, Kelvin. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Sask Ryker Riders from Saskatchewan. Evan O'Brien, thank you so much. He's one of my cheerleaders and my good friends here in Georgia. And let's see. Thank you so much, Brenda. I appreciate it. Sebastian, yeah, good vibes all the way. Oh, Chris, hi, Chris. I didn't know you were on. Chris says he'll pull through. He'll pull through. And it's gonna be a long road to recover. They say when you have hip surgery, it takes a full year to recover. Accidents happen in cars too. We keep driving. Thank you, Scott. That makes good sense. Crazy Ryker from Rhode Island, my hometown. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zoe. I appreciate it. I can hear his voice now. Of course, I'm going to write again. That would be something he'd say, Chris. That's funny. Yeah, of course I'm going to ride again. I'm not wearing panties. I can ride again. John has ridden literally his entire life. He's ridden since he was a teenager, and he's never gotten an accident. This is his first blip ever, and it was just a health reason. Anyone who's just kind of coming on, he had a diabetic episode where he became hyperglycemic while he was riding and lost control of the bike, and is in a very bad accident. Oh, thank you, Grumpy. Scott, I've known Beth for 30 years. Yeah, he has. I am, yeah. What you see is what you get. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly. This happens to be the bad and the ugly. Yes. Hey, Kelvin. How you doing, my friend? I like, I'm sure I'm pronouncing you wrong. Philippe, I don't know. I'm saying it wrong, but Phil something. Says, this is really sweet. He goes, hi, Beth. We are all out there. We may be quiet, but we stand together in these times. I don't know you or John, and on the opposite side of the world. He's in Australia, but we're all connected. That's perfectly said. I agree. The more people that felt that way, what a better world that we would live in, right? Thank you, Heather, for requesting to join. I may or may not let you in. The fog light install. Yes, there you go. Thank you, Grumpy. I appreciate it. The fog light install last year. So definitely check out that video. He's in that video. His face is in that video. So if you want to see the John I'm talking about, the fog light install video on my channel is all about him. And he actually drilled holes in the wrong spot and all kind. It was kind of a mess, but that is him. That is John from that video. So go if you're looking for a video to see who we're talking about. It's John from the fog light video from a few months back. The Lincoln family, thank you so much for sending love. I'm glad you got so. I helped the Lincoln family get the discount for the Halo skid plate. Absolutely. Hello from Canada. You guys are just so great. I really appreciate it. I'm probably going to sign off in a minute. Visiting hours end soon, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it back for tonight. But I go first thing in the morning, especially because that's when the breathing trials are, to try to get him off the respirator. And he becomes very agitated, as you can imagine, because he's forced to breathe on his own, and his ribs are in pain, and it's a mess. So I'm in there, and I hold his hand, I whisper in his ear, and I tell him it's okay. So I try to help him through that part of it. But then the rest of the day he's pretty heavily sedated. So I have to go to his bike, and which is I took a bunch of pictures of that, which I am not going to post because no one wants to see that. But I took some pictures for insurance reasons and for my own, in case he wants to see when he wakes up. And But I have to go there and take off any of the accessories that insurance isn't going to cover. Like he has a $1,000 Mustang seat on there that insurance isn't going to pay for. So I'm going to go there and take that seat off. And so if he wants to sell it or something like that, then he can make that choice later. Any kind of accessories like that. What else? Let's see. Arsalan, I'm so bad at pronouncing names. I really wish there was a class on that. Arsalan says, you have very informative videos. You taught me a lot. No, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for saying that. I know, Heather. Yeah, you're coming here soon, aren't you, Heather? Excuse me. Philby. There you go. Thank you so much for helping me pronounce that. Philby. Better than Philby. Philby. Oh my God. Thank you so much. That's extremely generous donation. Thank you so much from the Lincoln family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wasn't planning on doing this, but while we're here, Lincoln family has a great YouTube channel. So go check out his YouTube channel. And if I remember correctly, it's called the Lincoln Family. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But thank you so much for the donation. That's crazy generous. I really appreciate it. Let's see. We pray. Yeah, well, so Heather's like, I'm glad they let you be there with him. He only had his daughter's here. She came in, and she's going to be here for a little while longer. But that's it. So there's only really 2 people in there that are kind of, going in there, and they're allowing 2 visitors at a time. Now the COVID restrictions have really loosened up on that, so they're not as tight. I mean, if this was a few months ago, he'd just being there by himself, which is, I can't imagine the families that had problems during COVID, whether it be COVID or something else, and their loved one is in the hospital and you can't be in there with them. I can't even fathom how horrible that must be, wondering what's going on. And you call every hour for a checkup, but it's not the same. Like, even how good, thank you, Lincoln family. You guys are terrific. Wow. Crazy. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very sweet. Thank you. So it's like, even, I mean, this hospital is amazing, but even it's like the little things that I find, like when I go into the hospital room, I kind of mother him, and I touch his feet, and if they're cold, I go ask for a warm blanket. And it's like that, I fix his head, so because now he's not in the brace anymore, and he doesn't have any. You can move his head now, which before you couldn't for the first few days. He was in a neck restraint. So now, I make sure his pillow is placed underneath his head the right way, and just make sure he's comfortable. And I wash his face, and little stuff that the nurses might overlook or something. So, or even if he's agitated, I'm like, listen, he's moving, he's agitated, he's uncomfortable. Can we, up his sedation so he's not feeling that? Oh yeah, no problem. They come in, up his sedation. So it's little things like, you need to be there. You really need to be in the room with someone you care about to make sure that's the little tiny things are being taken care of, as well as the big stuff. And question everything. What's nice about this hospital, and I don't know how other hospitals go. I've never been in ICU with someone before, but they come in every morning at 10 a.m. and do the rounds, and they allow us myself and his daughter, to be there like up front and center when they do the rounds. Like before we were kind of like, at the door listening, like, shh, I think they're talking about John. But now they're like, no, come on out. And we just stand there. And thank you so much, Arcelin. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I like the little emoji that comes with it, the good luck emoji. That's really cute. Thank you so much. So they allow us to be in the room and listen to everything that's going on. And we listen to, it's about, I don't know, 10 minutes worth of review of his condition and what's going on, and what their hopes for the day are going to be. And then they say, do you have any questions? And that's our time to ask questions, big or small, dumb, smart, or whatever. Yeah, I ask any question, from, can we give him a COVID vaccine while he's sleeping, because he never got one because he lives in the woods, So like any question they allow us to ask, and they're very good about it. And, because he was unresponsive today to commands. So, his daughter's like, yeah, let's run we want to run another CT scan and make sure that bleeder's not back. No problem. We'll run another CT scan. So it's like a very nice, like they listen to us, and they're so like, I can't imagine not being able to be there. It's crazy. It's tough. Someone once said, it's an old expression. You guys have all heard it before, but, I even forgot how it goes. Something along the lines of, if you want to make God laugh, make plans. And it's, one of those things, we had a whole fun summer of riding planned. We had trips and schedules, and we had a great, great summer plans. And God is like, or whoever you believe in, the higher power or the universe, was like, nah, I don't think that's going to happen. But to be perfectly honest, there's no place I'd rather be right now than by his side, because he is. I don't have many friends that are like this. I have a couple, and I hold them near and dear to my heart. But John is one of those guys that he would move heaven and earth for you if you are his friend. And he has really taught me the meaning of what it is to care about someone, what it is to be a good friend. He's really kind of showed me by example of the right things to do as a friend. And, he, when I hurt if you guys remember, I hurt my foot, stupidly dropped a mirror on my foot, a big mirror. And when I told him about it, and again, he's like 9-10 hours away. He's like, I'll be right there. I'm like, what are you talking about? I hurt my foot. What's the big deal? And he's like, well, you need someone to help you. I'll be right there. And I'm like, no, you can't. I've got help. I don't need help. I'm fine. But he kind of looks for any excuse to help his friends out. And so when I heard of his accident, when I got the call, I was packed up and in my car in within an hour. And I can't imagine ever. I don't know how I'm ever going to go back home. It's like, how do you leave somebody? It's like, you can't. Yeah. So yeah, his Chris Jupiter was asking, has anyone contacted his work at the park? Yeah, absolutely. I've actually been staying at his place. I've been staying at different places, kind of like nomadic here. But I have been staying at his place. That's my primary place, but it's like 30 minutes from the hospital. So when I know I have to be there very early in the morning, I'll stay at a friend's house. That's like 15, 20 minutes closer. So Todd said, all right, I need to back up just a little bit. Darren says, oh, hold on. I didn't read. Grumpy Ryker Rider says he's been on a respirator. It's a horrible experience. I'm going to call you later, Grumpy. He's another person I've met like through YouTube, and he also has a wonderful YouTube channel. And a very dry, nice sense of humor. And kind of had tentative plans for me to go visit him in Arizona, or him to come visit me in Florida. So I'm going to talk to you about your experience on a respirator, and what you remember and stuff. So stand by because I'm going to call you later tonight if that's okay. Um, and so also another great friend I've met through the channel. And then Darren says hello from New London, Ohio. How you doing, Darren? So Heather says, yep, the 25th. Oh, that's when you're coming down. Yeah. So Heather's another person that I met through the channel that's, I think she lives in Tennessee, I'm guessing. Forgot, I apologize. My mind's kind of fried, but Heather and I were going to ride together. She was going to come down to Georgia, and then she was part of the group that we were going to ride whatever that ride was. I'm sorry, my mind is like, but yeah, so other amazing people I've met, and it's just a great family, extended family, And then Todd says, I started watching your videos, and so I just took the Can-Am class and looking for a Ryker. Very cool, Todd. So this is going to be my thing now. Like, I'm going to be one of those people that just keeps preaching about wearing gear. And, obviously it's everyone's own choice what they wear. But I feel like because of the channel and people, I think, have a certain respect for me and my opinion on stuff. And I think that's kind of going to be my thing now, is really to be a proponent for safety and for gear all the time. That's going to be my new slogan, I guess, for my channel, because I can't stress it enough. His accident didn't happen, like I said, if anyone's new popping on now, his accident didn't happen because of a reckless driver, or he wasn't paying attention, or he had too many beers. He doesn't even drink. So it was strictly happened. He had he became hypoglycemic from his diabetes. So, but a million and one things like that could happen. You could have a heart attack. You could have a stroke. You could have, it could happen when you're driving your car. It could happen when you're walking on the street. Obviously it could happen anywhere, but when on your bike, you're exposed, cover up, cover your head, a full helmet, wear gloves. He was not wearing gloves. He was not wearing a jacket. His road rash, his shoulder is he is so beat up from hitting the pavement without a jacket on and without gloves on. So if it's too hot to ride in full gear, then don't ride. I don't know. I'm gonna be one of those people now that just, because I care. I care, and I just want everyone to kind of take away something from this and protect yourself and wear the right stuff. So, if you could prevent breaking your back because you've got a spinal protector on your back, how easy is that, or if you can, he has a brain bleed. I'm not sure if the brain bleed would have happened if he was in a full helmet or not, but just make sure your helmet fits nice and tight so you don't get that, hit when you land. I know. I'll be okay. Let's see. Congrats, Todd Miller, Truth. So Charlene, hopefully that was a catch up for you of what's going on. And thank you, Miriam. I appreciate it. I agree, Heather. It's very rare to find someone, if you find a friend or, I don't know, anyone in your life, I don't care who it is or what age they are or color, race, creed, orientation, anything. If you find someone that makes you feel like an amazing person every time you speak to them, and is that friend that will move heaven and earth to help you, and it's a real friendship. It's not one of those like, oh yeah, I'll help you anytime. And then when you call them and say, hey, can you help me out with this? And they're like, nah, I don't feel like doing that. You really hold on to that person and you really make sure that you reciprocate and you want to nourish that friendship. And like anything else, it's times like this that your true friends rise to the top. And it's one of those things where at this moment, I'm trying not to make any any major changes because I'm upset and I'm in a horrible spot right now. But I feel like at this moment, I feel like I want to like just like say I have like 30 friends or whatever. And I feel like after this whole episode and people who have stepped up and who've cared and concerned and helpful and really just there for me, there's probably 10. And the rest of them, I think I'm just gonna cut and drop off because life's too short to have friends that aren't real. I just don't have time for it. I don't want to deal with it, and so I really feel like I need to really step back and evaluate who I'm associating with because I'm a very positive person and I'm a very giving person, and but you know what? I expect the same in return. And if it's the little thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm being weird because I'm just in a funky state right now. But I don't know. There's a lot of good people out there. So if you put it out there, you'll find them. But I just have too many people that are kind of just floating around there that are kind of eating away at my time that I really don't need to invest with anymore. So I'm coming for you, which is not. Um, So Chris, if anyone's looking for a Ryker, I know someone just mentioned they were. There's someone in Florida, Chris, that I know. His Ryker's for sale, and I can vouch for it being in immaculate condition. And there are no problems with that bike. So that's a bike I've personally ridden, and I know very well, and I know it's been garaged, and I know it's a great bike, very well maintained. So if anyone's looking for a bike, hit up Jupiter on here. Um, his name is Chris, and he lives in Jupiter, Florida. So if you're interested, you can also contact me, and I'll put you guys together. Black Ice, nice to see you. Black Ice is checking in from Alabama. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Black Ice. So Heather wants to know, Chris, if you're upgrading while you're getting rid of your bike. Just bought a Ryker 600 in March. Put 3,000 kilometers on. Nice. Very, very nice. Good job, Grumpy. Wearing all gear all the time. I love it. Yeah, gear is a must. Chris is going off the streets and he's going into the woods. He wants to do some off-roading. So that's why he's switching out his bike for a TW. Oh, I love that. Black Spot, I'm going to name it Big John. Oh, that's awesome, Chris. He's going to name it. John used to have a TW as well. And so John and Chris have talked a lot about John's experience on the TW. So Chris said he's going to name his TW Big John. I love that. That's cool. Fit weather friends suck. There's too many of them out there. I'm telling you right now, Grump. When are you getting the TW, Chris? I haven't talked to you in a while. That's right. Life is good, and you should live it to the fullest. Yeah, I need to get back on my bike and kind of get over this whole thing I'm going through, but it'll be a while because my bike's not here, and hey, from New Zealand, Laser Racer. So cool. There's people from New Zealand, Australia. It's like all over the country. It's so neat. Excuse me. All right, I'm probably gonna hang up because I'm gonna be at the hospital tomorrow morning early. I like to get there first thing. So I'm gonna hang up and kind of make some phone calls to other people that need to know what's going on and everything with that. So thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, some of you donated. I really appreciate that. It's, you know, it's just, thank you. I mean, I never know what to say when people donate because it's like awkward for me, but it is very appreciated. It's, it means a lot to me. It means, honestly, it means the most to me. You guys jumped on when I got on, and I think there were like 50 of you at one point, and just to say hi and see what's going on, and it's very appreciated. Just kind of stick with the channel. There's two ways you can help me out. One is when you're on Facebook on the different pages and people have questions, if you could reference them to my channel and to my videos, that would help me out a lot because I'm unable to do that myself right now because I'm too busy in the hospital. And then two, as I mentioned before, if you go on to Facebook and ask to join Ryker Parking Only. That's John's Facebook page. I like him when he wakes up to have 200 subscribers. I think that would be 200 members on his page. So his only requirement is you have to have a Ryker and a picture of it on your Facebook page. So to prove you've got a Ryker. So if you can do that, I'd really appreciate it. And just send good vibes to John. I'm all about good vibes, good energy. I'm just trying to stay super positive. And I will definitely I'll show him this video later, and I'll show him all the messages that have come through, and he'll get past this. He'll do fine. But man, I miss him. I miss talking to him. We literally talk several times every single day. And there have been many times where I'm talking to him at nighttime and I fall asleep on the phone, and he just stays on and listens to me. So he's a great guy, and I hate to see anybody going through this. And I know everybody's had or knows somebody that's had something that's happened to, and it sucks. It sucks when it happens to you guys. It sucks when it happens to me when it's somebody I know and care about. But he's he knew, he knows the risks of riding, and he very happily took those risks. And just ride, enjoy yourself, live life. You just, all that stuff, all that crap people say. You never know, it could end any minute, and it can, and it does. It just like that. It's just poof, your whole life changes. It'll be a year before he's on another bike of physical therapy and stuff. So, I mean, that's a long time to not do something that you love with all your heart. So it, I don't know what else to say. I'm going to start crying if I continue anymore. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for your love and your support and your kindness. And as far as me, I might come on maybe, I don't know, every once in a while and give you guys updates, just because it's therapeutic for me to kind of talk about him and talk about what's going on. And if you want to see who I'm talking about, anybody that kind of just recently popped on, he is the guy that's in my video that helped me with my floodlights, and he's in there, so you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. It's also the guy that farted in my video during which is the funniest thing ever, during my trailer video of how to trailer a Ryker. So if you're interested in who it is and you want a visual of who I'm talking about, that's who it is. I'm going to see if I can show you a quick picture on my phone. Not from the hospital because that's inappropriate. And no one wants to see that. Let's see. I'm trying to bring up something real quick. Okay, hold on. Don't go anywhere. Let's see. Okay. All right, here's a so here's a picture if you don't know how clear this is, but that's John, and this was him on his bike when he shaved his head. I don't know if you guys can see that on there. Anyway, so that's my John. That's the guy I'm here to hang out with and keep company and make sure he's doing well. So keep those positive thoughts coming. I really appreciate everything. And I'm just trying to see if there's any new comments. Coming tomorrow when you have time. No problem, Chris. Stay strong. Thank you so much. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you, Todd. Thank you so much, Neil. And thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Evan. And let's see, there's somebody else up here I might have forgotten. Okay, so thank you. Oh, Laser's on here too from New Zealand. I don't know if I said that already. Okay, so I just want to make sure I acknowledged everybody that's been on here. Thank you to everyone who donated and just thank you for your comments. And I'll come back on soon. So that's what's been going on. That's why I've been kind of incognito and I haven't been posting or doing anything. But I will be back. I will get back into it. I have so many things that I'm working. Like when this happened, I had a lot of balls in the air for the channel, and nothing that I can really talk about right now. But I was making something for the bike, and so I'm trying to get myself motivated enough to kind of keep that going while I'm here. But it doesn't feel right to be doing that kind of stuff. Like I don't know. So I'm trying to work through how to get everything done. But anyway, stay with me. Stay tuned. There's more to come. I'm not done yet, and neither is John. So thank you so much, everybody. My new sign out, all gear, all the time. Promise me. Be good to each other and be good to yourselves, okay? Thank you, guys. Bye.